You know what I hate? When people say, this is gonna be a different video than I usually make. Yeah, no crap. No crap. It's gonna be a different video than you usually make. Just get on with it, and go into the video. So hello, everybody. My name is Feghost. You may know me as the person who made the PK Russell intro on his live streams. Hello, I am him. I am that man who did that thing. And I also happen to know quite a bit about stories. A scary amount of things about stories that many people would rather not know. But I am going to relay this information to you today in this video. So where do I start from? Like, where in the hecking heck do I start from? Like, I swear to God, if you start from the beginning, like we're gonna start from the beginning. And this beginning is gonna be a little bit different than most people. In fact, it's gonna start off with me getting a DM from Stories. She's just slid right into my DMs. And this was, I think, at the beginning of April. I can't really remember specific dates. Sorry if that is like imperative information for any of you, but I can't remember dates all that well. Oopsie doopsie. It was the beginning of April. Stories slid into my DMs. She said, "Hey, this Spoctor guy, not a cool person, not a fun person." And I was like, yeah, we kind of like had a little bit of a situation back then ourselves, you know, just kind of saying what happened with his server, and you know, some friend issues, just kind of kept on the down low, you know, like people disagreed with each other, like it's a blur, it's a real blur. And I tried to dissuade Spoctor away from dating at the time because he wasn't good at it. Because like he wasn't, like that was not a good relationship. The one between Spoctor and Ghosty, I can say this now, that was not a good relationship on either side. I kind of saw it coming. I didn't want to say anything about it, though, because it was like, it was keep it on the down low, keep all the server stuff on the down low. But, you know, that whole thing kind of fell out. And I kind of relayed all this information to her while she was coming to me about her spooky stories about Spoctor. Oh no, this man is bad. Here are some screenshots. And like at first I 100% believed her, but as I looked at the screenshots more, I was like, I don't know. This looks out of context. And she was like, we're trying to make a video about Spoctor theory. I already have Pentagrin and Atari on the team. Do you want to join? And I was like, no, not really. Like, I mean, I know Spoctor's kind of an idiot. You know, he did some stuff, but I don't know. I'm gonna keep out of this one, fam. Here's my account though. Like for your video. Like here's kind of what like he was doing back then. You know, just kind of relay some information to her. Like I didn't have any screenshots or anything of all the occasions, but I you know, we were on a bad foot, a wrong foot, you know, that kind of thing. So that happened. The videos came out, and everything went to absolute garbage. Everybody was going after everybody. I had bad experiences with Spoctor, and so I kind of like dug my own grave there on my stream, saying, Spoctor was a bit of a creep, and like he wasn't being a creep. I don't know why I used that language. I should have said Spoctor was being annoying and kind of an idiot, and he lied to me a few times. That's what I should have said. But what I said was he was being a creep. I have some experiences with him, some weird experience. Like, that vague language won't get you anywhere. You just have to be straightforward with people. That's what I learned from this whole experience. Using vague language just fucks with you. It changes you. If you use vague language when giving your part of an experience, it's not gonna go across well. That, like, nobody's gonna know anything from that. Like, what do you mean? Like, all we have to do is ponder about what happened with you. Like, what happened? Just tell us. And now that everything's out, I can tell you. Ghosty and Spoctor, bad relationship. We talked about it. Close friend group. Didn't get along with any of us. He moved on. He came back. We all forgave him. La 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 la. The end. Bam. Like, that's all that happened. You know, it was a really low-key situation because nobody was making a video on it. I'm sorry, but, like, I said to Stories, if you're a victim and you have all the evidence, and, you know, you're 100%, you know 100% sure that he's a bad person, go ahead, make a video. That's what I said to her. And she was like, okay, well, we'll make a video. And they went ahead and made their videos, and everything went to poo-poo doo-doo land. That's what I remember. That's what I think happened. That's what I know happened. That is what happened. Well, I don't have to think anymore. I just have to know, and I know that's what happened. So, later down the line, this was around a month after the Spoctor stuff happened. So, like, May or June. I'm not quite sure, but, like, it was around that time. It was around that time when I decided, you know what? Stories is a kid. They frigged up royally. They screwed up so bad. I feel kind of bad for her. I'm gonna give her some help. I'm gonna, you know, just go ahead and say, hey, I'm gonna reach out. I'm just gonna say, hey. And so I did. But it wasn't Stories. Stories blocked me on all of her. She blocked everyone. She was so scared. That's the kind of thing that everybody forgets. The person who originally accused people, who originally accused Spoctor of being this nasty person, was scared of everyone else. Everyone else in the situation that had, like, absolutely no say in the videos. She was scared of them. She was scared of everyone. You know? And at first I was talking to her through her then girlfriend. You know, she had a girlfriend. It was very stupid. It was like that scene from Harry Potter where Harry and Ron are just kind of like arguing, and Hermione is just like, I'm not an owl! You know, I'd get the clip, but I'm afraid I'd be copyright striked or something like that. So, I was talking to Stories through her girlfriend. You know, we were relaying messages back and forth. I think the girlfriend took some liberties and, like, cleaned up some of the messages, saying, she wanted me to think she was some kind of monster, 'cause, you know, that's what the internet was saying at the time, that she was an absolute monster. How could she do this? Because she was a very disgusting person at the time, and I saw a lot of red flags. But I do like I do with every other person I meet on the internet. When I see red flags, I just go, fuck it. It's an amusement park. Red flags everywhere. and I finally got in contact with Stories herself. The big macho person. The big self-destructive idiot. That is Stories. And it was around this time where I actually started to get some conversation out of her. I was asking stuff like, why would you do this? Why did you run away? Like, all kinds of stuff like that. And the main reason she ran away was because she knew she was wrong, and she knew she knew she messed up. So she was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go anyways, and I'm gonna avoid everybody. And yeah, that's gonna work. That's gonna work for me in the end, right? Because nobody can be mean to me if I run away. That wasn't exactly her reasoning. Her reasoning was more like, humans and that whole entire like super like I'm 14 and this is deep. That was basically her. I had to talk to Stories through Kyra for 5 days. A whole week of just talking to a person through another person. It's like if you went to jail to talk to a relative, and the relative that was in jail is just like sitting on the other side of the thing, and he whispers to a guy, and the guy walks around, and the guy whispers to you. It's like a bad game of telephone. It's like it's a boring game of telephone. Like only 3 people can play. It sucked. But finally got in contact with Stories. Started talking. And after like the initial finding out information stage kind of thing, I started talking to her as a person. Because, that's what people kind of do to put other people at ease. They talk to other people like people. Even though she screwed up royally. I said, listen, we joked a bit. There was a period of joking, and being friendly with each other. We were friends at that point. We became acquainted. After a while of that, she dodged some questions, like you do, as an 8-year-old. Haha. And those were red flags to me as well. I was like, why are you dodging questions? Why aren't you answering these questions that I'm asking you? They weren't like important questions, but they were just like they were along the lines of, so like, are you gonna apologize to Spoctor? Are you gonna what are you gonna do with your life now that you've ruined your YouTube channel? What are you gonna do now? Just kind of dodge those questions, and I don't know if I got an answer out of her eventually. But the period of joking, we talked for a few months, made jokes. I got into a couple voice calls with her. She made a server for friends, and things were looking to be pretty chill. Things were looking to be all right for once. I was helping her out of that stage of grief, of self-destructiveness, because she fell into this depression that I'm all too familiar with. I'm all too familiar with the stage after you do something bad, where you feel like everybody won't forgive me. Nobody's gonna forgive me. I am a horrible person. She was going through that stage, or what I perceived to be that stage, because I didn't know for sure. She lied to me a bunch, even in the early stages. She said she went to a doctor. She said she went to a psychologist and got diagnosed for bipolar disorder. She didn't. She went to a family physician, and the family physician was like, "Oh yeah, that sounds about right." No, you have to get diagnosed in order to get diagnosed. You don't just go to a doctor, explain, yeah, I'm kind of like, I feel like this sometimes. Oh, that kind of sounds like bipolar disorder. Do you want me to send you to a psychologist to figure it out for sure? No, she didn't do that. That was stupid. I can't believe I believe that. So later on, I talked to her a bit more and a bit more. Building that connection. I was more of a life coach than anything. She always called me like, what really makes me cringe, what really makes me mad, is that she kept playing this card, and it was to be fake endearing. I didn't exactly focus on it at the time, but from what I remember, she was using it to be more endearing to me, and more like flattery kind of thing. She kept calling me dad. And that's like, I was more being like a life coach than anything. I was trying to like guide her to the right thing to do. And after the whole dad shit, like I became attached. And I hate saying that. I hate saying that I fell for everything, but I did fall into the kind of friendship thing. I fell into a friendship. I thought the bond was there. I thought, great, I can, now we can like figure things out as friends and try and be supportive of each other. No, that didn't happen. I was an idiot. Don't be like me. Don't fall into that with a person who I didn't know at the time, but she was very manipulative. I gotta hand it to her. She was very manipulative, and I fell for some of it. I didn't fall for most of it. I'm a smart boy. I know I can recognize things when they're being thrown at me. I can recognize the bullshit. But after a while, I started talking to her about apologizing. And that kind of sparked the whole stories being too upset to deal with things. Like, how can you do that? How can you be like that? How can it be so difficult to say sorry? She made an initial apology. She showed it to me, and it was absolute garbage. She was blaming everything on her supposedly diagnosed bipolar disorder. She never apologized directly to Spoctor in that. She apologized to me for getting mad at me like a week before, and like in the apology itself. No, that's that's not how you do things. Rewrite it, make it better. Like, I even offered to help her write the apology. I even offered to help her, write it out. I wasn't going to write it out for her, but I was going to help. Like a middle ground, apologizing to Spoctor, apologizing to everybody who she's hurt, and that that was gonna be it. That was gonna be the saving thing. But she didn't. She never made the apology better. She just kept making crap apology after crap apology. And after a bit, I went to Ponder. And I was like, I started opening up to people about, me talking to stories for the past few months. I've been talking to her about making an apology, eventually coming back to YouTube. It's not, keep it on the down low. Keep it secretive, keep it secretive. And I talked to some people, and I was telling them, don't worry, I know what I'm doing. And I did know what I was doing. I did. Because every time she would like start up some bullshit, I was like, no, that's bullshit. I can clearly see you pulling this. Don't pull that again. And she was being an idiot, an absolute idiot, for like 80% of the time we were going through this whole apology stage. After a bit, she finally said, okay, I'm going to ask for Ponder's help. I said, good. That's what I've been trying to get you to do this entire time. I've been trying to get you in contact with Ponder. And after one conversation, after a single conversation, Stories hated Ponder. Stories absolutely relished in the fact that she hated Ponder. So much so that after a few weeks of that, Foster came on board. And this was around August. No, it was around September it was around September or November. I don't know specifically. I don't know. After a while, things started to decline. Things started to decline. I tried a lot. I helped her through emotional grief. I helped her through a lot of things that a lot of people wouldn't put up with. But I did, because I don't want her to be that kid who was brushed out of the internet and forgotten about forever, and nobody would ever forgive her. Now, nobody ever will forgive her. Nobody. Not even me. I'm not gonna forgive her for the shit she's done. Because if you are manipulative, even to people who are trying to help you, that is a shit thing to do. Even after you've done something that is on the same level as blatantly lying to people, blatantly lying to all kinds of people because they think you are a child, and she wouldn't lie, she wouldn't do that. No, she would. She absolutely would. She's a kid. She's a stupid kid. Stupid kid. And that's pretty much all she is to me. She's an idiot. An absolute idiot. And she hated Ponder. Absolutely hated Ponder. And after initially talking to Foster, she started talking to Foster. She told me about Foster. She was like, hey, I'm talking to Foster now, and I'm trying to help him like you helped me. And I was like, that's good, I guess. I don't know too much about Foster, but, and then Ponder was like, hey, I need you to voice these guys in this video. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll do that. I really had, no clue who Foster was at the time. I really didn't care who Foster was, because that was, a week before Stories said, I'm talking to Foster. It's a really confused timeline, folks. I hope you're following along. I hope you're enjoying some kind of water or something, because this is just a very long-winded video with probably a lot of minimal editing. She hated Ponder. And my theory, she didn't tell me directly, but my theory is she started getting frustrated with Ponder and started to relay that frustration to Foster, who got a video made on him by Ponder. And because they share that frustration, they shared that common ground of not liking Ponder at all, they fed into that. They fed into each other, into each other's dislike of Ponder. And that's what I believe happened. That's what I believe went down between them meeting and now. Because you just, there's a danger in venting about a person. Because if you vent too much about a person, you're going to start to believe that you can do something about it. You start to think about various things, especially if you have a YouTube channel. You're going to start thinking, I should make a video about this person. I'm going to make a video saying that they're not a good person. So that's what I think went down. I'm not 100% sure. Foster, you can defend yourself if you want to in the comments. I won't be against it. Heck, I'll even heart the comment. But you can either confirm or deny that you two vented about Ponder. And my money is on it's more than likely you did. And that's where things went downhill. That's where things went from bad to worse. Because stories started getting on me for being in Ponder's videos. Even it was just a light cameo. Like that joke that I said in Ponder's video. Let me tell you something. If you have a friend that's getting on you for a joke that you made, cut ties with them immediately. Even if it's just like a Hitler joke or something. And they're like, you know, you've been friends for a bit. You've been friendly for like, I don't know, a few months. You've already tested the waters of jokes you can make. Why is it I can't make this specific joke? It's a joke. It's not meant to be taken seriously. Get out of here. Get out of my life. Don't get mad at me for a joke that I made before I met you. Like that joke was made like way before. And you know, I said it's a joke. It's a joke in a video that doesn't hold that much weight to it. Everything, you should be mad about everything else. But she held on to that one thing because that's just one thing that she needed. That's stories. The petty bitch just held on to that one thing. That one little, and this is a story all about how stories wanted to be Hitler or Satan somehow. So take a minute to sit, you know, that whole rap in the in Ponder's video. I was like, you know what? That's a funny joke. I'm gonna record that. And it was put in Ponder's video, and she got mad at that. Stories got mad at that. She got really mad at that. To a point where she let her hatred of Ponder just overshadow every other thing that I've done to help her so far. And she got to a point where she stopped responding to me. She started using this mental warfare tactic on me, saying shit like, you didn't do good enough. You know, I'm edgy. Like, now, at the time, I was incredibly hurt. And then one night, I stayed up until I think like 4 a.m. trying to get her to see that it's just a joke. It was just like 20 seconds in a video that she got so upset over. she decided, what you did for me? No. I don't say this a lot. I rarely say this. But I had a mental breakdown over stories. I had a legitimate mental breakdown over losing a friend that I thought I could help. I thought I could help her till the end. You know, I thought I could help her until she made a YouTube channel again, apologized to Spoctor, and then everything would be hunky fucking dory. No. No, how could I think that? Because she's always gonna be self-destructive. Self-destructive people are not, they don't believe in themselves. They don't believe in themselves. And if you don't believe in yourself, that you're gonna eventually make it back and say, hey, sorry about that, then there's nothing to believe in. You're not gonna believe in that. You're not gonna believe in yourself to a point where you believe that, you know what, I may be a bad person, but I can be better. And that's what I was trying to do for her. What people didn't do for me until way after that, my original mistakes. You know, nobody was there for me. I had to go out and seek the help that I needed. And, you know, when help comes to you, you generally shouldn't turn it down. And she turned me down. After months of talking, she said, she turned around and threw it all back into my face. She said I was lying about what I said. She said I was lying about everything that I've ever said to her. Like a week after the fallout, the week after I just dropped her ass, she decided it would be a fantastic idea to dox me in front of her girlfriend. She decided it would be a terrific idea to screen share her journey onto my personal private Facebook. She tried to log into it. Who does that? Crazy people. Crazy people do that. And up until that last stretch, I didn't think Stories was a crazy person. I thought she was extremely misunderstood. I thought she was just an idiot. But it turns out she really is the worst kind of person who will blame everything on you for messing up once. And that's really what I wanted to get across in this, and in all of my little tweets about her, you know, all of that kind of stuff. That, like, this is almost 40 minutes of me just talking about the Stories experience, because you really got to know, like, what you're dealing with. And if anybody's actually trying to reach out to Stories, I don't think you should. Because if I, a 21-year-old male, can't help her, who can? Really? Like, unless you're an expert in psychology, which I highly doubt any of you watching this are, unless you actually are. In that case, please leave a comment about, like, how she can help herself, because really, at the end of the day, nobody can help her until she actually helps herself. That's really it. That's really that, like, what I've noticed. Like, I was, all in all, I was trying to help her that entire time, but she didn't take it. She didn't, in the end, she just dropped it off the face of the earth. Say, no, that's garbage. And that's it. That's all of that's what she did to me. That's my experience with stories. Now you can either take this and say, "Wow, you were harassing stories. Wow, what an asshole." No, I wasn't. I gave her all the time in the world. 5 months. That's how much I've been talking to her. 5 months. It was either 5 or 4 months. I don't remember. Once again, I'm bad with dates. But hey, take from this what you will. If you meet a person like stories, manipulative, generally stupid, thinks they're on top of the world, but they aren't. Like, don't interact with them. Don't try and help them along, because the only person that can help them is themselves. Because even if they don't believe in themselves, they got to at some point. They got to grow up at some point. So, I don't know. I guess what I want this to be is like a warning to people who have like really difficult people in their lives. You know, they're difficult now, and they may be difficult in a few years, but you just gotta see through the bullshit. You gotta see the red flags and recognize them. And all in all, you gotta dodge those. You can't just go in there and all guns a blazing. You gotta make it out somehow. And I made it out somehow. I'm fine. I'm really not depressed over this. I was for a bit, but like, that's with all friendships that have ended badly. You know, you get sad after them leaving you for no reason at all. Like, next to no reason. You get sad after that. And I was sad. But now I don't care. I really don't care. If she comes back, I'm gonna laugh in her face. Like the rest of the people that are probably gonna do that. And another thing. Pentagrin, if you're watching this, make a better apology. Like, I swear to God. Like, I didn't even watch your video. I talked with you in DMs. But if you come back at any point in time, make a better apology. God damn it. That was a horrible apology. I watched it after commenting, and I realized, oh man, that's a really bad apology. That sucks. Because I knew beforehand. I was like, okay, that's an understandable situation to be put in. But no, that was a bad apology. You didn't even apologize to Spoctor. That was bad. Just make another one. And when you're ready, come on back. And make sure it's a good one. Or people are gonna come after you again, and you know, fuck your shit up. But anyways, I'm getting hungry. I need a snack. I need some food. I'm gonna get myself a burger, and I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna enjoy every second of it, because I know that I deserve it after this entire epidemic. God, Lord! That was a lot to get off my chest. All of it at once. I hope it was easy enough to follow along. If anyone's able to make some timestamps, thank you for watching if you've made it this far. And don't go near stories, or don't go near stories. Just don't go near her. Please. For the love of God.